So we're here ready to do our new podcast where we interview professionals, businesses, community organizations, and more.
But I thought we were this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're going to be interviewing all types of artists, musicians, poets, singers, dancers, painters. Whatever your craft is, we welcome you to come to our podcast and tell us who you are, locally and abroad.
Or is it more about relationships and why those in love wear matching outfits?
Well, to each his own when it comes to outfits. We like to dress alike, of course. And it does matter how we look, both individually and as a couple. We represent each other, right?
Right. So, since you said that, shouldn't this really be about beauty?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to share some of my beauty tips. Of course, I mean, that's what I do. Oh, yes, darling, because you do know that I am a Mary Kay consultant, and I've got to let them in on some of my secrets. Anyway, you know, because when you look good, you feel good.
Speaking of look good, feel good, that reminds me that this is more about the vegan, plant-based lifestyle, isn't it?
My life. Fighting diabetes, you know, changing my lifestyle to the vegan lifestyle has really, really improved my health. And so we're going to show everybody how to eat right, tasty dishes that are good for you, and have some guests who can help us with those culinary arts.
That's what's up. So what about the what it's really about?
I think at the end of the day, people are going to want to know, what is ChynaGroove? I'm China Doll.
I'm D-Groove.
And together, we are ChynaGroove.
Yep.
We are outside.
One, two.
We outside. We back.
You pulled the Affion.
Shout out to Affion Crockett, y'all.
Pulled the Affion on them.
Yes, sir.
You got Affion. No.
Affy had me laughing. Yes. Best believe it.
See, and you know what's so funny? Now I know how Harmony felt earlier because I can't see myself.
I'm about to be like her. What they do?
Once again, it is on another Saturday.
Indeed.
Saturday. Saturday evening, to be precise, as the wife harmonizes in the background.
Sabido.
6:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right on time.
Mm-hmm. You add or subtract depending if you go to the right or the left.
On tonight.
That'll hit you later.
Not sure what type of common math that is. Core math? Common math. Directional math. That's what it's called. It's a new math.
There we go.
It's new.
Because you know why it's a new math? Because we're going in a new direction.
And we're going on a whole new level. Enough of that clown this evening. Enough of that.
Once again, we're on your airwaves. I was going to say your radio dial, but that might have confused some people.
We on your phone screen. Ain't nobody listening to the radio no more. We on the laptop. We on the tablet. We on the desktop.
We're on your streaming device.
Yeah. Devices. That's what they call them. Devices.
Leave you to your own devices and you'll get the ChynaGroove Podcast.
You done leaked what we are?
You like that? Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
It's called a prelude to the episode.
Prelude to the F. I like that.
Yeah. And of course, the lovely, the sultry, the sexy, the amazing voice that you hear sitting across from me is coming from the one, the only, the Mrs. Camilla Collins Washington, ladies and gentlemen.
And the tech savvy DJ himself, you already know who he is. Straight out of DC by way of VA, inside of Sanford, NC. You already know he with me. Yes, he is. He's the one and only DJ D Groove in the house.
And of course, that means together
we are ChynaGroove Podcast. And that's what we do because, that's what we do.
Yes.
And I'm so, like you say, if you're a podcaster, you must use this word. I am so super excited to have... No, but for real, we are super, super excited to have our guests here tonight. Because not only are they our brother and sister, but they are another power couple that we just love. They mentor, they consult, they help you with your finances, they help you with your hair, they help you with your clothes, they help you with all the things that you need to make it. They are parenting to the fullest and adulting on the low. We are glad to introduce to you, and they are ministers, yes, but they so real to be real. Mr. and Mrs. Thomas and Latasha Wilson.
What's up, good people?
Welcome. Y'all know we be hype.
Listen, it feels amazing to be hanging out with ChynaGroove Podcast on the Saturday night.
Listen.
Come on, we're excited. Y'all thought enough of us to let us hang out with y'all for the night.
Come on,
Come on now. Listen.
We wouldn't be here without y'all.
We get the adult tonight, baby.
Yes, indeed. We're going to talk about some real stuff.
I got to come out. Listen.
Yes, indeed. So, of course, most people know who you are, but for those who are our viewers that may have not met you yet, tell us a little about who Wilson and Wilson Consulting is. What it is, Wilson and Wilson Consulting.
It's art.
Freestyle.
Go ahead, sir.
Ladies first.
Go ahead.
So, I feel like I'm on my show again. Ha! Wilson and Wilson. No, you guys listen, we are Wilson and Wilson Consulting. We are owners, founders of Wilson and Wilson Consulting. We are a faith-based financial consulting firm that bridges the gap between business and communication. We believe in the power of one accord. We believe in the power of, if you don't know, then we know people that can help get you to what you need to get to. We specialize in the areas of faith-based financial coaching. What does that look like? That looks like giving you the ability to understand how to budget your money, how to make good money decisions from a faith-based perspective with Jesus first, and everything else kind of lining up with that one. Because we believe if you got him in the forefront and allow him to do what he needs to do in your life, then everything else will kind of flow outside of it. Tasha?
Absolutely.
I second that, because we are the ones that are helping you get to where you say you want to be, or where God called you to be. So whether that be in the lane of finances, whether it be budgeting, whether it be just trying to figure out how to start a business, we try to make it so that it is easy for you to start from A and then end at Z, where you're all making money.
That's what's up. And, I personally have partaken of the mentorship or the coaching or the business consulting of the Wilsons. And when I tell you, they will get your whole life together. First with prayer, with much prayer and much realness. But, just some hardcore facts about what you need to do. Tell us a little bit about your book. Book.
Yo, I would have bought it with me. Listen, it's across the street, y'all, at Full Circle Beauty Consulting, okay? 2515 Watson Avenue. If you need that on the shelf, okay? Shout out to my wife and the owner, operator. So, the book, the book is entitled How I Found God, a Manual of Finance. So it's my testimony, my journey, a manual of freedom through finances. I wrote the book in 2021. Shout out to my publisher, Miss Angela Thompson, all the way from Baltimore, Maryland.
Yes.
Listen, Mama Angie, we love you. We appreciate you for taking your time to put your hands in my body of work and to get me right. With that book, it was simply my journey. I have a background in finance. I worked at credit union right here in North Carolina for 10 years. And I got to see a lot of things, whatever, from a financial perspective. But growing up in church, got to see a lot of things as well from a financial perspective. So in that, or whatever, I had no intention to write the book. None. It won't on me. I didn't think about it. And we just had a cold conversation. It was like, do this. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to write a book. I'm a talker. I'm not a writer. Like, I will talk to you all day long. That's what I do. But he was like, nah, did you write this? Get it out. Okay, cool. So I sat with it for a little bit, and the process of writing this book was an inward process of self-reflection. Right?
That's one.
Because for me, and I can only speak for me, when I wrote the book and got to see different things about me, I ain't like it. This is before it published. So I had to try to look at some stuff and figure out different avenues, and not so much in terms of how I wanted to say certain things, but wait a minute. What I'm writing, am I living it? Right? My wife is and will always be my biggest fan, but my harshest critic.
Will be.
All right.
As
It should be.
In facts.
Yes.
Because she gave me the perspective of, she says, okay, cool, it sounds good, She said, but, and I will keep it 100 with y'all tonight. She says to me, oh, it's cool, it sounds good, I like how you got She said, but you're a hypocrite.
What? You said that, girl?
Yeah.
Did.
She called me a hypocrite. She called me a hypocrite on what I wrote before I ever published it. She said, because, you wrote this particular chapter in this book. And I wrote it, I remember, I think it's like chapter 3, chapter 4 in the book that I titled, that he gave me the title was Broke, but Not Broken. And so in that title, in that chapter, that part of the book, I began to talk about what that looked like from just a world perspective of what it meant, of what the world perceives to be broke. We look at being broke as having no financial money, having no cash. You ain't got no money in the bank account. You ain't got no change in your change jar. You ain't got that. But on the inside, because you have Jesus, you're not broken. Right? Having that inner feeling, that inner peace, right? That the feeling. The FILLING, right? That says, okay, I have this feeling on the inside of me that will make me full, right? So it was like, okay, cool. But then I had to look at in the inside of me, that self-reflection came into play. Because I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm talking to these people. He dropped it on me, broke what I broke in. Here's how you overcome it. Here's how you get through this spot. So while it was sounding good writing it, I won't live in it.
Wow.
So I was going through the process of writing this book because I'm like, okay, cool. Send it over to my publisher. I was like, what do you think about this? Like, I think it's cool. We can flip this. And trying to compose a body of work that would, I ain't gonna lie, that would sell so I can make some coin. Right? And I think we were in that time of era, that particular spot of world where everybody was creating a business. Everybody had business. Everybody was writing. Everybody had all this stuff going on. So a part of me I felt was like, well, hey, Johnny over here writing, maybe it's something to it. Maybe I did jump on that same train, right? And I tried it. So it was like, And so everybody, after it came out, everybody was like, all right, is there a second book? Is there another book? I can't say that there is, because for me, what am I writing about right now? I have nothing pressing on me to really sit down and write to make a full body of work. That's not the lane that he has me in right now. And I have to embrace that. Would I love to write another book? Sure. It's not the right time. So having to really understand the fact of how I looked at money was major for me. Having to understand the fact, Tasha gave me this phrase. She gave me this mantra, this mindset, if you will. She gave me this mindset, if you will. If you want to be successful, you got to understand the fact that money is not the year one of our marriage. I didn't like it. I ain't gonna lie, still don't like it, but it's the truth.
Uh-oh.
And that mantra was simply this: bills will outlive you. Money comes and goes, but bills will outlive you. Even when you dead, somebody still got a bill to pay.
That's the truth.
While you dead, the house that you lived in, watch this, somebody still got to pay property taxes on the house if it's paid off. Stuff's still going to break, so you still got to get it fixed. Air filters, water filters, all these things still have to carry on. Even after you're dead, the bill will not stop. So I had to really look at that within myself, and I said, all right, I got to change my mindset on how I view money. Whether I have $2, whether I got $2,000 or 20 million, okay? Like whatever that looks like for me. And then here was a big one for me, y'all. The major one for me was I can't let money predicate how I treat people. What does that look like? That simply looks like from the standpoint of I got paid. I got $2,000. I ain't had to pay no bills just yet. Yo, I'm good. Let's go. I'm happy. We go shopping. We go out to eat. You know what I'm saying? Life is great. But then as soon as that money starts dwindling down and then bills done got paid and
get grumpy.
And tithes and everything else into the mix. Right.
We gotta go inside.
It's a right. It's a whole situation of
Your whole demeanor changed.
right. Period.
Ain't no door dashing today.
None. No fashion. Look, this babe. Hey, baby, I love you. You so gorgeous, girl. You fine with $2,000 over here. Listen, babe, what you want to do? Listen, $20. What do you want? Get on my nerves. What? Do you? No, I can't. No.
He know he not talking to me.
And
I was gonna say, but
Listen, but it's what I'm hearing right there is it's not what you're saying because you said the same words, but the inflection of the word
right.
was a reflection of what you
Exactly.
had going on inside of your heart.
Yes.
And so, what do you want, baby?
Yeah.
And what you want? You know.
and it's funny that you're talking about this because as I throw this on the screen, and this is going to be the first time that you guys are seeing this, so I figured I would just kind of throw one of these out.
Where's the drum roll?
Bam.
Who that is? Power couple.
It's funny because when I did this one, full disclosure, we did a photo shoot, the Wilsons and I. What was that? Last week,
Shameless plug.
and I've been editing all week. And when the wife saw this one, she goes, "That looks like money right there."
It does. It does.
So it's funny that I pulled that particular one at the precise moment that you were talking about money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's what's
yeah.
up.
I like
So
it.
that-
Tasha looked like
I
she put
figured
her
I'd give
weight
you-
on it.
yeah,
Put your weight on and
yes.
stuff.
Yo.
So-
wow. I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I figured I'd give you a sneak preview.
I love it.
Surprise sneak
He leaked-
preview.
he leaked
Yes,
it.
yes,
He leaked
yes.
That's what's up. And Tasha, and so we're not gonna let him get all the shine on money. We know you're not the author of the book, but you are the support. You are the spouse of the author. So, in giving him that mantra, what was it about money, in your upbringing or in your experience that gave you that mantra? Like, who gave you that insight, that wisdom about bills outliving you?
So when it came to the book, it was the biggest thing for me was I helped edit the book.
She did.
And just, I guess, living through the book as you read it, I took it as how I grew up. And living in Maryland and what my mother instilled into me, saying that, most females, I'm going to speak for the ladies on this. Guys, y'all have your own opinion. But for the ladies,
Oh, good, Dick. Good.
Ladies. Yes. Talk about
we think about, down the line. We think about saving.
Yes.
We think about
Love it.
what the children are going to need, what we going to need later. They think about 5 minutes from now. And
That's good.
I had to instill in him the fact that we have to save for later.
Hit the children.
We cannot just spend like we got it, because we don't. So I was like,
I got it in the spirit.
Well, when it starts to manifest in the physical, in the natural, then we'll talk about that. But right now, in reality, we have to remember long-term goals. We have to remember goals that we said we wanted to meet. And it brought me back to just remembering that I have to save for, I have to store up. We have to store up because we don't know what's going to happen. Things always happen. The car break down. The kids need something. You need something. So if we just spend or are not good stewards over what God has placed in front of us, we don't have anything to show for it.
We ain't got no way to live. That's what
Right. We gonna do.
And you know, there's a level of we don't want to claim any anxiety, but we want to make sure that there's a balance, right? Mm-hmm. So where do you find a balance as a couple? Where do you find a balance between the I got it right now, let's do this, and we got it, let's put this part aside, and okay, we can do a little bit of that. You know, how do you find that balance as a couple? What would you advise others?
Full transparency, balance, in my opinion, sometimes is a cuss word. Okay, just gonna put that out there.
You
okay?
crooked.
Hey,
It's the birthday.
hey. The Bible says, acknowledge him in everything, and he shall direct our path. Proverbs 3:5-6. Y'all catch the text. But in that balance is key in everything that we do, right? As a whole, as a part of life. So in regard to balance it, to answer your question in terms of well, what can we do right now? Let's throw a little bit to the side. For me, that question comes into play when we sit down and we evaluate where we stand. We got this. This is due. We can do this. And it boils down to communication.
That's what's up.
Communication is number one. Now, I'm gonna throw this monkey wrench in there when it comes to communication. As we were talking about a few minutes ago, it's not what you say, but how you say it. Right? So I have made it a habit of coming to her. So we go keep it 100 tonight. Hey, just got paid. Mind you, my check may have hit at 11:30, 11:40 because I got paid early. It hit that night. So I got paid early. Right? I'm up. So I see it. Hey, just got paid. It's 11:30, 11:40 at night. Most people in the bed. Ready to go to sleep. Right? Because you got work next day. Nah, I'm up. She tired, done had a day. She ready to chill. She ain't trying to have a conversation with me right now. But me, hey, what we gonna do? And she's like, let it sit. You don't have to give it all away in one day.
Nana said that money was burned a hole in his pocket.
Right. Shout out to my mama. I love my mama dearly. But one of the things that she taught me, so as a kid, I grew up with the mindset of pay your tithes, pay your bills, save. I grew up that way. And my mother told me something, and it stuck with me, and I probably shouldn't have, because she said, you work 2 and 3 jobs all the time. What you got to show for it? What you tell me that for?
Yeah, what she tell you?
What you tell me that? What you tell me that for?
The show.
Oh, okay.
You're right.
Hey, yo, let's go. Every 2 weeks, suit stand press. Man knew me by name. He go $200. Let me get that suit. Let me get that suit. Mannequin wear it just like that. I want it just like the mannequin.
It won't cute.
Hey, I didn't know no better. I was 20 something years old. There, DJ Groove walking around in a 38. 38 regular,
You had
sir.
the heavy D suit on.
Sir, I'm only 121 pounds.
He had the zoot suit
You
on.
had suspenders on?
No,
Did you have the pocket watch?
I did not. It was the shirt. You get a whole suit for like $200. That's the bag, the shoes, the socks, the shirt, the tie, and the hanky. Everything. It was a great
Pocket
little deal.
square, the
So
pocket
I was like, hey, yo, let's go.
You look like somebody green.
Yo, let's go. Can't tell me nothing.
Sir.
Matching from head to toe. I thought I was fly. I
Wait
won't.
a minute. Keywords. Thoughts.
Don't do it.
I just want to make sure the audience heard
y'all heard that, right?
And Thomas would say, as a man thinking.
As a man thinking in his heart, so is he.
In
That's
his
what the
heart.
text say.
Bless his
That's
heart,
what the
Jesus.
text say. I thought I was there. So I had to understand the whole concept now with being married, having a family, that money has to stretch. Right? Having to be okay. I'm talking to myself even now. Having to be okay with saying, all right, it can sit here. It can sit here. Let it sit here. And whatever I got to do with it, will maneuver. I got this right here to do right now. This right here can wait a little bit. And my favorite thing to do is eat. I love
Where it go?
It's going. It's
So
filling.
you
me.
weren't letting it earn interest. You had interest in spending.
Come on.
Oh, my goodness.
DJ Groove. DJ Groove.
Wow.
There it is. That's what it was. And here's the thing. So there I have this DJ Groove. I have this whole notion of, I mean, maybe it's a man thing, maybe it's a me thing. My wife can cook amazing meals. Love her food. But for me, after 2-3 days of eating the same thing, because you eat enough of it, you got leftovers, whatever, and I work from home, so eating lunch and dinner back to back, I'm ready to eat out. If it was up to me, I wish I could own a Chick-fil-A or a Longhorn right now.
Go ahead and buy one, sir.
It's coming.
Speak it. Go
It's on
on,
the way.
speak it. Can it be a Chipotle, though?
I don't eat Chipotle.
Well, we will.
Chipotle.
We will be
Your
there every single
consumers.
day. If you
Yeah. Indeed.
twice on
I've
Sunday.
never had Chipotle a day in my life.
Saying for Chipotle, come on.
My oldest loves it.
Yes.
She loves Chipotle.
It'll fill you up.
I've never had it.
Through the pandemic, I ate there so much, I saw them run out of food.
Oh gosh.
Certain toppings. Yeah. I mean, it was almost every single night.
Don't tell nobody else.
Oh, I'm proud of it.
It's live
He
now.
ate all of it.
It's live now.
Close now in Southern Pines.
Well, that's a date. Come on, double date.
There you go.
But,
But balance is a hard thing, ma'am.
Yes.
So balance is a hard thing. Being able to say, okay, hey, and so here's a word for the married couples right fast. Listen to your spouse. Effectively listen to your spouse. What does that look like for me and Tasha? Tasha tells me, hey, let it sit right here for a little bit. We can do this. We can do this. And then being okay with it to say, okay, you know what? I married you. I sleep with you. Therefore, I should be able to trust you with the money.
You know what they call that? A conversation between Venus and Mars.
Come on, I like it. I like that.
Appreciate it. I get a good one in there every once.
Yes, you do.
It ain't nothing cosmic about it. We just call it that because typically people say Venus and Mars represent the feminine and the masculine. And so emotional versus logical. So what we're seeing that balance between you two so well. And on both sides, you both have an emotional and a logical level that you have to keep with finances. So thank you for sharing that. I mean, it's like balance comes from a place of, like you said, communicating. But the communication, how do you handle communication when you like, ooh, I gotta see what's on my mind. Ooh. Last night we were at a comedy show and the comedian asked the men, what do they need the most from women? The first answer was space from a single man who was there alone. But the next gentleman, he said respect. And then Affion Crockett explained what respect means. And he said for a man that it means that when you are coming at, as a woman, coming at your spouse or your significant other with a conversation that they don't necessarily want to talk about at the moment, it doesn't mean that they're brushing you off, that they'll never talk about it. But if you can respect the fact that they don't want to talk about it right now and say, okay, talk about it. That's the type of communication that people are able to say, okay, I'm mature enough to say, we can talk about this later. We can spend that money later. We can divvy it up later. We can figure out our plans later.
Right.
The ability to communicate and listen without the urge to respond is so hard for most people, me included, because I gotta say what I gotta say, and I say what I said. But when you get in a relationship, how do you handle it? Like, are you that? I'm sure you have very much mastered the art of communication, especially with them old eyes. Look at them eyes. Look at them eyes. So when he's saying, I got paid, baby. Ooh, let's make reservations. What is your stance? Do you respond other than the typical, like he said, let it sit, baby? Do you say it in a loving way, or how do you respond?
It depends on how I'm feeling or where I am in my headspace at that moment. Because he knows with me, if you talk nice to me, I'll have a conversation with you. But if you come roaring at me, I'm the last person you're going to want to talk to, because all of the Baltimore will come out of me.
All of it.
And that's not who he wants.
All of it.
So
You become a dog.
I had to mature in the fact of saying that he knows when I say, if I don't want to talk about it right now, that he might want to back up and simmer down on what he's so passionate about. But I've also had to come to the honest factor of knowing him. I know Thomas loves to talk. Talking is his love language. If I can't give him positive words back, then I know I need to be quiet. So I'll say, babe, let's just, put this on the table for right now. We know, because we have business meetings and we have personal meetings. And I'm a visual person. I need it on the calendar. You need to put it in the calendar so I know what's due, what's not due. And what do I say? Go look at the calendar. We know when things are due. Do we need to have this conversation right now? No. Let me turn over and go to sleep.
Night.
Because we don't have to have this conversation. If we have this conversation, it's going to be an argument.
Wow.
So if you don't want it, it's best I go to sleep.
Another thing that came up was, what is the difference between a disagreement and argument? Can you have a healthy disagreement without arguing?
Of course.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Yes.
We have those all the time.
Yes.
And something that she said that was very key, though, that a lot of folks misunderstand when that happens. I don't want to talk about it right now. It's so often that when one in a couple says that, oftentimes what happens? An argument starts.
Right, because we don't hear, we hear it.
The only thing that folks who start that argument are hearing is, I don't want to talk to you.
That's it, right there.
But you can't take it like that. And I've had to learn that if Camilla says that just means she's getting her thoughts together.
Processing.
She's processing it.
Yes,
She's getting ready. So that needs to be an understanding. Now, true, it depends on how I don't want to talk about that right now.
All right.
That might be a little different. That's like, now I need to figure out why you're upset.
Right. It changes.
We don't have to talk about it, but why you're upset. Give people the time, give them the space, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we need to change our perception about that, because and when I say we, I mean me, because I've had a problem with that. Usually, if I see an issue and it's something that comes up and I feel like it needs to be talked about, and I'm hearing I don't want to talk. Well, my first thought is, oh, you must not think it's important, huh? That was always my first thought.
Come on, sir.
So I had to get over that.
Come on.
Testify.
I definitely have had to get over that. And Camilla has said that a few times. I was going to say time and time again, but that signifies over. But anyway, she said it a few times.
I know what my problem is.
What's your problem?
I can wait to talk about it, but I cannot fix my face. How you fix your face?
We call it throwing up the 11s. You know what the 11s are? Them
2 lines come up between your eyebrows. Y'all might not be there yet.
But I like how you said that because it puts me back into the frame of mind of me and Thomas have had this conversation when it's brought up the difference between healthy arguing or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm quick to be like, what you say that for? But I had to go back and say, okay, this is what I heard you say. Maybe I didn't hear you correctly. Because maybe he meant it with love, but how it came out was wrong.
Right.
So I had to be like, okay, what I heard you say was da-da-da-da-da. Is that what you meant? And then when he comes back and said, no, babe, what I meant was, I love you, da-da-da-da-da, and we can do that. Okay. Now I understand what context you coming from.
Exactly.
Because earlier, you was finna catch a right hand of fellowship. Because I thought you said something out the way to me.
Not in a loving
But
way.
in reality, how you came off was, and it just flew by me like you cussed at me.
I'm glad we got the foundation because we want to talk about all of these areas. When I tell you power couple is an understatement. You guys, you're an author, you're together, you are a Wilson and Wilson consulting with financial consulting, faith-based financial consulting. And then on top of that, you have your own products. Where should I start? First of all, I am so happy and proud to be a member of the Full Circle Beauty Consulting staff team. It's an honor and a privilege. I'm telling you. Because I came from a space where I was at home again in the kitchen after the pandemic, and so you saved me. But we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about your other businesses together, like the Oil and Water Lifestyle and Modestly Adorned. Like, how did it all come about? Let's run it down. Run that. Tasha.
Okay. Well, starting with Full Circle Beauty Consulting, which, like she said, Camilla is one of our awesome consultants.
Yes, she is.
That will beat your face down with the Mary Kay, do your hair, get you right, get you tight. Plus, she comes in with the therapy with her lovely voice.
She can sing too now. Don't get it twisted now.
But not just the voice. When you walk into her space,
yes,
you feel the artistic side.
It gives you that love
of Camilla.
Because when you
that healing with the paint.
Yeah, when you walk into the salon, you see the artistic side.
Yeah, come on, don't sleep on that.
That are in the salon and spa are from our very own.
Yes.
And her creative side comes out. I love her. She saved me. Because we have been in this together, 2 years?
2 years.
Going on 3 years together in business together. And it has been an eye-opening experience. It has been an awesome experience together because we've seen ladies come and go in that situation. Mm-hmm. People that have been in the game for years, quitting, but yet we're still here.
Wow.
So I love the fact that we are in a space together and able to work together, and expand in the way that we have, because some people can't do business together. They can't be friends. They can't do business together. They can't work together. And by God's grace and mercy, we're able to do that, and it's effortless.
We keep him first, that's for sure.
That part.
We pray together, we cry together.
Yes, we do.
When we can fit each other in, we can do each other hair every now and then. To God be the glory. But yes, I am honored and I'm flattered by everything you're saying. And I thank you again for giving me the opportunity to be a part of the staff. The name though, Full Circle. Why Full Circle?
Because everything comes back full circle. Full Circle has been a therapy for me, because I know I always hear people back in the day and they would say things come back to you full circle, and I want people to know that not only when they come into that space, that they're going to get a total experience with us. But not just that, but we actually care about what they're going through. We care about, we're there for a listening ear. We're there for to pray if needed. But we want to always to go back to God. Yes. Everything that we do in that building is God first. And it brings full circle to things because everything that you may need is in that building. You know, we have a therapist in there, a counselor. Mm-hmm. We have someone that does nails. You know, we have waxing, facials, hair. So it's full circle. Anything that you may be in need of, it is in the room.
Yes. And we keep it real. We're not going to take your coins and do you wrong.
Ain't that the truth?
We're not going to rip your hairline out. And we're not going to tell you that you should do something that you want to do. Mm-hmm. Like my clients get frustrated with me sometimes because I'm not going to do what you've seen a picture of and say you want that, knowing that's not for you or your hair type or, you know, all things are possible with Christ, but some things you asking for magic and I don't do that.
Thank you.
So,
ain't that the truth? We don't
I love that. I love that. And so on the shelf at Full Circle, we have the oil and water lifestyle products and many other products. But tell us about the oil and water lifestyle products and how that came about.
Sure. The oil and water lifestyle is our lifestyle brand. We have 18 different custom blended teas, which kind of was birthed from my grandma. She had always loved tea. And we would always find ourselves buying options, you know, like Lipton, Red Roof, all types of them, and putting them together. And, you know, who wants to buy from someone else when you can have something that you know where it came from, where it was naturally sourced? So we have an herbalist that does hydroponics, which is all of our herbs are waterboarded. They're not planted in the ground. There's no pesticides, no germicides. So I know exactly where the herbs are coming from.
Amazing.
We personally dehydrate them and we make our mixes. And they're customized because if there's something in them that you don't like, they can be taken out. We can make a custom blend just for you, depending upon what you want. And we have different types of teas. We also have a body and hair care line on there, which we have a full body line of different scents, flavors, of body care for men and women. We have hair care, so we have cleansers, conditioners, lotions, you name it, we probably got it. So that line is something that we all have took time in, we prayed about, and God put his blessing on it. So yes, the oil and water lifestyle truly stands for the fact that oil and water can mix together and make something good.
You gotta shake it up, though.
Hallelujah.
Big shout out to John K. Honor. Thank you. Great conversation.
Yes,
we appreciate you for tuning in.
That's cool, right
on tonight.
Yes, indeed. We gotta get you in here. But
and I can vouch for the one. Which one was that? We got the pain one.
Roll off the pain.
You like it? My knee. I have a bum knee. See, what had happened was it's the old
back in the day.
Back old football injury from when I was playing wiffle ball
in the 1900s.
That back in 72.
That was the 1900s.
And every now and then it acts up. And I was at work and I'm walking, you know, I do a lot of walking at work, and then it just got that shooting pain right on the side. So I got home and I rubbed some of that on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dealing with a frozen shoulder. I'm not claiming it, but the frozen shoulder is real. And it's something about the frozen shoulder I was blaming on being a beautician, and my physical therapist said there's a possibility that it could be hormonal. So the nerves are being compressed because of inflammation in the muscle in the shoulder. And it's just crazy to even think about. I can't even explain it. I was like, do I got arthritis or bursitis? But I tell you what, when I roll that roll off pain on there, I get some relief like never before. It smells amazing. It cools it down. And I can just tell it's blessed. Because
come on then.
Listen, the little roll on is massaging me at the same time. And yeah, it's the bomb. But Thomas, and on your end, what was your contribution to the oil and water lifestyle?
So I'm the mouthpiece. Tasha is the creative mind. I know, right? Dun, dun, dun. Tasha is if you didn't know, now you know. Tasha is the creative mind behind the On the Water lifestyle, right? She has the knowledge and the concepts to be like, all right, well, this go with this go with this. I ain't got that. I'm that. Hey, listen, you hurting? Here you go. I got something for you.
He know the product.
I will sell you the products up one way, down the other, because that's just what I do. But no, my contribution is simply this: I am a scooper. Okay, I scoop the teas. I am a scooper.
A scooper.
A scooper. That's what I do.
Are you a certified scooper?
I am. Come on. Yes.
Gonna call you Scoop Lover.
Scoop Love. Mr. Love.
Scoopy T.
I'm Scoopy Doo.
Oh wow! Indeed, keep it real.
I scoop the teas. Honestly, no. So I count. So I mean, I'll do the vending event by myself and sell this, that, and the third. Come back home. I'll count. And I'll, run to my boss. Hey, boss, this what the numbers look like. We need some more of this. We need some more of this. And she know how to go in. Tasha got good math skills, y'all. Tasha's math skills
Run them
is
numbers,
amazing.
girl.
She's a product of Lee County. Okay. Part of the Baltimore,
Yeah.
but graduated from Lee County High
What's
School.
wrong with him? I don't know what's wrong. He got confused. Fix his hat.
You don't ever want to say
His
that a
headphones too
Baltimore
tight.
woman is from someplace else.
But she graduated.
FYI.
But she graduated
Hey, that 1 year.
from Lee County.
Listen,
Okay.
how many years of school did you get here?
I am from Baltimore County.
Yes.
Thank you.
There it is.
The Ville
Excuse
of
me.
Peyton.
Y'all don't come for me, please. Up north, please don't come for me. I love y'all
Yes.
dearly.
Yes. Just up the street
So
from the
anyway,
village.
she's good at math. Let's just keep it right there. She's good at numbers. She's good at
Bless your
numbers.
heart. Bless
So for her to be able to look at, say we sold 5 bags of tea, and normally our max that we do is 10. So I know how to do basic math. I know 5 plus 5 is 10. Minus last Sunday when I came up when I had different math. Amen. Praise the Lord. Maybe gonna leave that
2
alone.
plus 7 is 5.
2 plus 7 is
Amen. We still ain't figured that thing out,
Yeah,
but you had to be there. Go back and watch Creative to Serve.
Some
Yeah,
Pythagorean
Sunday
theories
service.
and all
Yeah,
that.
go back and he edited that out.
It's gonna be
They
all right.
don't know that no more. Yeah,
That's that math.
But
That's
the-
that math that got us to the moon.
it is.
Go ahead.
It is. That's that.
Without helmets on.
Listen, that's that hidden figure.
Okay.
That's what that is.
I'm glad somebody picked that up.
Yeah, I got you. That's what that is right there. But with Tasha, so being able to being able to sit right here and be like, all right, we need 5 more bags. Okay, cool. So 5 more bags will give us that 10 that we hit. But then she'll come off and be like, all right, that is like 60 some like actual bags that you got to scoop. And I'm like, where you math? How you get this math over here? And she was like, oh, it's easy. Yeah. That's a whole other level. So simply, so my contribution is I'm the mouthpiece. I will tell you exactly. I will sell it to you, tell you the benefits of it, tell you all the things, and get you to buy it. That is what I do. The liquid black soap cleanser. People ask all the time, hey, what is it good for? You can use it all over your body. You can use it as a shampoo in your hair.
All
it has
over.
an antimicrobial, so you can even use it to brush your teeth. Just don't swallow it, right? So it has all these
What?
things.
You can brush your teeth with it?
You
I
sure
see
can.
that part.
Yeah, you can.
Oh my.
You can do all these wonderful things with it. And people ask, what about this or what about this? And like we got somebody right now waiting because Tasha's working. She's getting ready to work on a conditioner, a shampoo conditioner for somebody who wants
You
one.
go, girl.
So it was like, okay, cool. And so people were like, well, can y'all do this? And my answer every time, nope, I sure can't, but my wife can.
That's good.
Question.
You know where his help came from.
If I gave you a bottle that had some oil in it and has a particular scent, could you make a scent to match that
Tasha
scent?
sure can.
I've been searching for this scent. I used to get this oil from an older gentleman in Baltimore. It's called African Spirit.
Okay.
I've never been able to find anyone that has anything any remotely close to it. And it's to the point to where he has people that still buy from him that have moved out of the state and live halfway across the country and still send him like $100 for
Wow.
so they can just get oils.
But he lost the phone number.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I still have my last bottle that I had. I still have it, and it's so good. It still smells. I haven't bought the last time I used or bought one from him. It's got to be at least 4.5, 5 years.
Oh wow. Yeah, give it a Tasha.
It's an amazing smell.
It's probably some old holy spikenard or like Mary's alabaster box or
Well, he's African,
some
and
of
he
that.
said he goes back to Africa once a year for the ingredients.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, listen. I'll put money on it that Tasha can.
Okay.
She has an eye. She has a nose to be able to be like, okay, well, this right here go with this right here go with this, da da da. And I'm simply the test dummy, if you will. Listen, go ahead and make it. I'll test it out and tell you how, if I like it, if it is that and third. So that's what I've done with all our products. And it was like, okay, cool. So yeah,
Cool.
she got
Okay.
you.
it's amazing.
now we
So
ran
talked
through
about-
all of that.
Uh-huh.
See, great minds think alike. Go ahead.
So we talked about Full Circle Beauty Consulting.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Wilson and Wilson Consulting. We talked about, and Wilson and Wilson Consulting also has a podcast. Y'all can catch them on Saturdays, right?
And Sunday.
And Sundays. They do the whole weekend, y'all. It's Wilson and Wilson weekends. Check them out. So we talked about the beauty industry. We talked about the products, health and wellness products. But let's talk about Modestly Adorned.
Bam.
Uh-huh. You see it. You see it. Shameless plug. All photography tonight was composed
Bam.
and shot by
I was
the
itching.
one and only Groove Graham. DJ D Groove is also a photographer, so if you need his services, please contact him at
Dude, he is awesome.
At ChynaGroove Show at Outlook.com.
all right, that's we doing pictures off of there too.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Tell us about Modestly Adorned.
Wait a minute. One more. Bam.
Kaboom. Ow. And that's so amazing. Listen, we can't make this stuff. Tasha
Had to
is
break
wearing
out the
one of her
old school.
pieces. Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. You talking-
leave it up there while
My
they
bad.
talk about.
My
Come
bad.
on, the people
I'm
need to see this stuff. What's wrong with you?
Ooh.
Go ahead.
We got company. You
I heard
cutting
the
up.
tone in her voice when she
You
said.
too? You see how quick I put it back up there, right? Right?
Uh-huh.
It's the blue microphone. Tell us about Modestly.
You need life
Modestly
insurance.
Adorned.
I got you. We do that as well with Wilson and Wilson. So
I'm a
if you
state
need,
employee.
you need life insurance outside of your job, I got you.
Yellow face.
Let's go. Come on,
Well,
Tasha.
Modestly Adorned apparel and accessories. Was basically birthed out of something that I would have considered a hobby. And I have always liked to sew and make things and upcycle things. I like to cut up my jeans and slap some Mod Podge on it and throw a brooch on it or something weird because I never wanted to look like anybody else. And Modestly Adorned was pretty much birthed out of I don't like looking like the same person.
She don't like the
I want
match.
to be an individual that is unique. And my fashion eye or sense is I don't want to make the same thing for the same person, nor do I want to mass produce the same thing. Like I may mass produce the same pattern, but it's going to have a different flair for each person because it has to have your unique flair, your stank on it, your personality, what makes you unique in it. And the fact that I feel like the fabric speaks to me sometimes. It's like I look at a piece of fabric kind of like how I was in that photo, and it's like, ooh, I see the blood that was in the white and red one, and I'm like, ooh, that would make a bad little vest or a cape situation. Or I would see something with stripes and then I'm like, ooh, I want to add that with a different print and make it match just because I want to. But yet it still works. So I'm always going to be the person that is business up front, but yet still want to be weird in the back. If that makes any sense.
Business up top, party at the bottom. Yes. And I love the motto. Tell everybody your motto.
Our motto is that we just don't sew.
Spell it for him. Spell it for him.
Oh, okay. You want to bring the picture back up so they
I'm
can
right on
see?
it. Right on it.
Okay.
There we go.
Love that.
They got to get it.
Okay. Well, for Modestly Adorned, we just don't sew, which is SEW, like you saw on the sewing machine. We actually sew into the person. So I went to SOW, which means make a deposit into people. You know, I teach people how to sew, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or experienced. But every experience that I have with somebody is something different, because what you bring to the table and what I bring to the table, we're both different, but yet we're using it to serve a purpose. Whether it brings fashion to something you want to wear or an accessory that you want to do. Like I had a lady that took my class, and now she's starting her own fashion line.
Look at you, training up.
I've done classes with my cousin, and she's now doing her own thing. Now she has the Humble Butterfly. I have a lady that comes once a month, and we cater her classes to things that she wants to learn, because she wants to learn how to do gowns and evening wear. So it's certain things that, you know, that make what you want to do, but I just bring it to you in a different way. Because some people, unless you're hands-on, or they just can't look at a pattern and get the directions from it. Me personally, I'm hands-on. I want to read it, then I want to do it. For some people, they need to see you do it first, and then they can get it. So I just like being able to bridge the gap. Here it goes again, with trying to bring something different in a different way. I think every business that we have, or every avenue that we're in, it all bridges the gap to something else. And we all can use whatever God has given us or gifted us with to bring something to somebody else, because He didn't give us gifts just for ourselves. He gave us gifts so that we can sow and deposit into others. And with this lovely lady here and her modeling truth,
yes,
you know, different things like she's sewn for them and they've modeled. I mean, I've debuted some things during her fashion shows, and you know, she's brought different things out of me that I never thought that I could do. So I mean, it's just being jointly fit with each other that has brought different things to the table. You know, just like this table right here. We're all sitting here, but we all have different giftings that we're bringing together. And one day we're going to come together and have a big collective, and you going to bring yours, you going to bring yours, you're going to bring yours, and I'm going to bring mine. And we going to make some money. Or we're going to bring joy to somebody else.
The gift will make room. The gift shall make room.
Amen.
And I love every bit of that, because we also attend the same church, created to serve under the apostles. Patrice and Glenn Davis. And shout out to them and all our church members and family and ministers and everybody, including you too. And we are happy to be a ministry that recognizes that ministry is not just inside the church building. And so can you tell people a little bit about what it means to be a marketplace minister?
It helps bring out the inner CEO. Huh?
Ooh. What in the world? AI is something, man. I might bust out one of them wigs one of these days.
Come on now.
Tasha.
That's cute.
That's full circle right there.
I like.
Okay, I'm sorry. Carry on.
That was good. No, I can't. I can't. No, he doing his thing.
Get him.
I like it.
But yeah, let's talk a little bit about, because, you know, people would kind of shun prosperity ministers or people who talk about finances in ministries, and it's full circle. You have to educate one another in the body of Christ, not only about God, who God is, but you have to make sure that you work on your natural man too, because you can't be so heavenly bound that you know earthly good, right? And then some people will probably throw the scripture at you. You know, Jesus flipped the tables over because he said, y'all made my fault, this house into a whatever. But anyway, let's talk about how we can biblically be marketplace ministers outside of the church building.
I like what you said, because I don't see why people seem to think that finances and Jesus don't go together.